78% of people using AI at work never got permission to do it. And 2/3 of hiring managers now say that they won't hire without AI skills. Someone in that equation is going to get left behind. The question is whether it's you. Your company hasn't rolled out AI tools yet. Maybe there's a policy coming, maybe IT is reviewing, maybe leadership is still debating whether it's worth the investment. Meanwhile, the person in the next department is already using it, not because the company gave them access, because they found their own way in. According to Microsoft's 2024 Work Trend Index, 78% of people using AI at work brought it in themselves. No clearance, no guidelines, no training. Nearly 40% of what employees are feeding into AI tools involve sensitive corporate data, internal processes, client names, company financials. Not because they're trying to cause problems, because nobody told them what not to put in. I've been in environments where this same mindset showed up in a different form. People sending social security numbers, dates of birth, and full names in plain open emails, sometimes from a personal email account. No malicious intent, complete unawareness that what they were doing was a problem. That the data left their hands the moment they hit send. No way to get it back, no way to unring that bell. AI is the same dynamic. The tool is new, but the lack of awareness isn't. And when something goes wrong, when data ends up somewhere it shouldn't, the person who gets the call is not leadership. It's the person who was using the tool. Bottom line, the gap between organizations adopting AI and employees needing AI skills is real. It's getting wider, and waiting for your company to solve it for you is a strategy with a known outcome. Now, most people get this wrong. They think that they need access to their company's systems to get started. They don't. Think of it as learning to drive. You don't learn to drive by taking your employer's delivery truck out on the highway without a license. You get a learner's permit, you practice in a parking lot, you build a skill before you touch anything that matters. AI is the same. You need a place to practice where the stakes are low, the data is yours, and you're not putting anyone else's information at risk. That place already exists. It costs between $20 and $30 a month, depending on which tool you use. And the projects you practice on don't need to touch your employer systems, your client data, or anything that belongs to anyone but you. And this isn't a workaround. It's professional development. People pay hundreds of dollars for online courses on this. A paid personal AI plan is cheaper, more current, and you learn by doing instead of watching someone else do it. The free tier of most AI tools limits what you can do and how fast you can do it. More importantly, depending on the tool and the settings, your inputs on a free consumer account may be used to improve the model. A paid plan gives you greater capabilities, in most cases, clear data terms. Read the data handling terms. Spend 5 minutes understanding where your data goes before you start putting anything into the tool. Which tool? Currently, there's 4 leading AI companies or languages. You have Claude from Anthropic, OpenAI from ChatGPT, Grok by X, and Gemini by Google. Out of those 4, the top 2 are Claude and ChatGPT. My suggestion, my honest recommendation is both. Get Claude Pro and ChatGPT Plus, and here's the reason why. These 2 are the main competitors right now. When one releases a significant new model, it leapfrogs the other. Then the latter one catches up, and then they leapfrog back again. You could see it with Claude, and not so long ago, their context windows were very small. They have improved that. When the context windows were so small, it was really hard to actually keep working on the same chat. You would fill up that context window very quickly. While OpenAI didn't have that issue with ChatGPT. Claude fixed that, and they developed many other things. On the flip side, you have ChatGPT that they initially had a DALL-E for image generation. And now image generation in ChatGPT, you can actually create professional level thumbnails or even images, and you just have to tell it the ratio. Again, if you're only on one platform, you're always missing on whatever the other one is doing better at the moment. Between the two plans, you're spending around $40 to $50 a month. That's a business book and a half, and the return on investment that you're getting is not even comparable. Use both. Switch between them based on the task. Learn which one handles what you're doing better. That's the real skill. Knowing which tool to use for which job. Bottom line, the $40 to $50 a month is not the expense. Not knowing which tool does what is the real expense. The goal here is for you to build a mental model of what AI is good at and where it falls short, and how to give it instructions that actually produce useful output. Good practice projects are things that are entirely yours. Start small. Draft a personal email. Summarize an article that you're reading online for yourself. Brainstorm ideas for a home project. Plan a trip. Take a long document that's available online publicly and ask AI to summarize it, give you the key points and where those key points actually show up. That's a good exercise. Research something that you're curious about. Again, none of that touches your employer. None of it puts client data at risk. And all of it teaches you exactly the same skills that you'll use when you eventually bring AI into your professional work. The person who has done hundreds of these personal sessions shows up to work AI ready. The person who is waiting for their company to train them is still waiting. Bottom line, the skill transfers. The practice is what's really missing. Now, most people use AI the same way that they use a search engine. They type a question, read what comes back. That works for simple lookups. It doesn't work for anything complex. It doesn't work for what AI is really good for. The difference is in how you give it instructions. I'm going to give you 3 approaches that change everything you get back. First, before you ask it to do the work, ask AI what it needs. Tell the task you want done and then say, before you start, ask me all the questions you need in order to do this well. The idea here is to expose what gaps you're having in the information that you provided. Again, remember, think of AI as a new employee. They don't know everything. So you have to be very thorough and explicit. And you'll be surprised at the gaps that AI will tell you in those questions that are going to show up. It's going to make you think, what else should I include? What you're going to get back is it's a very back and forth conversation instead of a very convincing guess. The output is better because the input is better. That one change alone will improve every result that you get. Second, ask for the full picture, not just the answer. Try this. Give me the pros and cons of this, and then give me your recommendation. Tell me why. This is going to force the tool to show you its reasoning. You can agree with it, you can push back on it, or catch it where it went wrong. This is absolutely fantastic in actually seeing additional points of view. Third, if you're using it for research, demand the receipts. For example, try this. Give me the research on this and include all the sources. Then, when AI gives you the answer, you're going to get several links. Check them out. AI can generate very plausible sounding citations that don't actually exist. Checking the sources is not optional. It's actually now your part of the job. Using AI without the expertise to verify what it gives you is not efficiency. It's outsourcing your judgment to a tool that doesn't have any. Bottom line, AI is not a replacement for thinking. It's a thinking partner. You still have to show up. Most AI content skips this part. I'm not going to. A 2025 study found that 94% of Americans do not understand what privacy issues to consider when using AI at work. 94%. Almost everyone bringing their own AI into the workplace is doing it without a clear picture of what they're handling over. I've seen this pattern for years before AI existed. As I mentioned before, you still have people sending social security numbers, dates of birth, full names, and open emails. This was because it was faster and nobody told them not to. The data left their hands the moment that they hit send. There's no way to get that back. No warning, no alert, just exposure that nobody knew had happened until it mattered. AI is the same door, just a bigger opening. The Samsung incident in 2023 makes this very concrete. Samsung engineers were trying to be productive. They pasted proprietary source code into ChatGPT to get help debugging it. Completely benign intent. Samsung banned all external AI tools company-wide and had no way to know what had already been exposed. Nobody walked in that morning trying to cause a problem. There was just no one who had explained where the line was. I'm telling you where the line is. If it doesn't belong to you, it doesn't go into a personal AI account. Not your employer's processes, not your client's names, not internal documents, not anything that belongs to someone else. Personal projects, personal data, personal account. The boundary is what makes this approach clean. Know the rule before you need it, not after. But your company's timeline for adopting AI is not your timeline for building the skill. Those are two different things. Pick a paid personal plan, Claude Pro, ChatGPT Plus, or both. Spend 30 days practicing on things that belong only to you. Learn how to direct the tool, not just talk to it. Verify what it gives you, and keep your employer's data out of it completely. One additional piece of advice that I would give you is these plans, they also offer you the option to install the app on your phone. Don't do anything fancy, just install it, log in, and there's an option in there where you can use the microphone to talk to it. Whenever you're doing the prompts, instead of typing it, because typing gets very tiresome, talk to it. Have a conversation. Let your ideas flow in voice. And you'll be surprised at the level of detail that you're going to get back. In 30 days, you'll understand what this tool can and cannot do. You will be able to walk into a conversation with your team or with leadership and say, from actual experience, look, here's what I've seen work, and here's where it falls short. That is a completely different position than the person who is still waiting for permission to start. If this was useful to you, please subscribe. The next video is about something that takes this a little bit further. Once you've built your footing with AI, the next question is what you can actually build with it. Small businesses right now have a real opportunity to replace off-the-shelf software with tools built specifically for how their business works, not how a software company decided that they should work. That's the next video, and I'll see you there.